Hello there. My name is Andre, CEO at Indax, and this is the second video in our tutorial series on how to use the Indax platform. Today, I'm going to teach you how you can configure the behavior of your email agent. So, as a refresher, Indax surfaces industrial intelligence on upcoming factories, expansion, retrofits, build-outs, and the specific people in charge of purchasing or in charge of operating any of these plants. We deliver full company firmographics, people data, emails, LinkedIn, you name it, we got it through email. Now, this agent has, of course, it behaves like a coworker. And with any coworker, ideally you'd want to configure their behavior, how often they're emailing you, how often they follow up, and if they send you weekly updates. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So on this behavior tab on the Indax platform, you can go to the behavior section right here. And I'm going to explain a little bit of what each one of these means. So the digests, these are the emails that the agent is going to send you on the daily basis, weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, and it basically checks the watch list profiles that you've configured. So hoping you watched the first video on how to configure your watch list. So if you have any questions about that, please go to that video. You configure your watch list. We're looking for oil pipelines based in Russia and the Middle East. So the Indax email agent is going to wake up every morning and it's going to check the watch list, and it's going to check our proprietary database and the World Wide Web to ensure that we can find any new projects that we haven't sent you before. And the digest setting, it will configure the frequency with which this happens. And so you can set it to daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or turn it off altogether. Next, we'll talk about the nudges. So if you've ever worked, of course, through email, you'll know email is so crowded and your emails just get lost and you have to stay on top of things. And this feature was built to help Indax follow up with you and make sure that we keep the ball rolling on upcoming projects. And so Indax will follow up on any new project that it sent you if you haven't replied to it. So this is our way of saying, hey, here's a project. Did you reach out? What happened? Was the connection good? Were you able to get a conversation with them? This will help our system get so much smarter about what types of deals are working for you and what deals are not working for you. And so the nudges, you can configure them. Here they will follow up, the agent will follow up every single day if you set it up to 1 day. Or you can make it wait 7 days before it follows up on a thread without a reply. Cool. Next, we'll talk about the weekly report. So the weekly report surfaces every single project that was surfaced for the entire team, and what are the usage, what are some of the wins from the team, and it gets sent out at 8 a.m. every single Monday. You can turn it off if you want, if you don't want to get any reports on what your team is doing and some of the projects that they found. But this is intended to help you in that weekly sales update meeting where you can get a good sense of what everyone has been working on. So that is the weekly report. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of How to Indax. And in the next episode, we're going to talk about how you can configure your team and invite folks into the platform. Stay tuned for that. Bye-bye.